I don't think we have for now, unfortunately, but we are in the draft, so there's an OD. Let's walk through the bans. We have a Lone Druid, an Invoker ban on the side of Empire, Earth Spirit, and Enchantress ban for No Diggity, who first picked the Faceless Void on the Radiant side.
Did No Diggity have first pick? Or did they
This
have
would have
choice?
been No Diggity first pick, Empire choosing Dire.
Okay, so it's the opposite of the first series.
Yes.
Okay.
But every team so far has chosen first pick. But of first series, both teams that had then the second option went for Radiant, chose Radiant.
Okay.
Show me double bubble. We've seen. Oh,
There it is, right there,
Double
boys.
bubble.
We have seen amazing
This
things.
is classic No Diggity.
This is going to be so good.
Super, super classic. Okay, so now Team Empire have to make the distinction of do they want to actually punish the Enigma or do they want to go, a little bit greedier themselves? Personally, I would want to punish it because if I'm playing against Chronosphere and Black Hole, it really feels like one of those lineups where you make like one mistake and a team fight is just lost. I feel like it's super risky to play into that. And I'm guessing the bans, Ench has been banned, correct? And
Yes.
Chen?
And Chen is not banned.
Chen
Not
is available.
banned. I think, I wonder how good Empire's Chen is, because that's another one of those heroes that you look to and you think, it's pretty good against the Enigma. You can pressure the lanes, and that's really what you want. You want something that's going to force some kind of reaction out of Yapzor, and even though in the past he's shown that he has very good game awareness, he knows when he needs to start rotating, it's still just, slowing his farm, trying to punish the very early game of the hero. So
A nice puck ban. So respect ban right there. You
yeah,
want
it
to
can still be a safe lane, OD. So always good to give respect to that. And the other part about it too is like No Diggity kind of have to take the Void because Void OD is such a common pairing nowadays. And you just have those two heroes alone. It's like, okay, we got team fight. We can pick pretty much whatever we want after this as long as our lanes are decent. And it should work out pretty well. So personally, I do like No Diggity's lineup a little bit more. Even though
only have two heroes.
they're opening
Because of the
right?
double bubble.
I know.
I think it's an insanely strong lineup, and I still feel like people haven't shown like a consistency and how to beat it hands down. Like on paper, you're like, okay, let's pressure the lanes really hard. A lot of teams go back for like Drow strats because you have like this concave around tower. It's hard for the Enigma to walk in. He's typically the mech buyer, so he's not going to get an early blink. You already have the offlaner, so you know he pretty much has to go mech. I mean, if he doesn't, then he goes blink. It's like kind of mind-blowing, right? Because then you're like all in on Black Hole.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a mech, and you're not going to be able to push either. So. Yeah.
How do you stop that combo though? I mean,
you can do it with their opening. The nice thing is, like, you already have Furion. So if you have like one or two supports that can find the Enigma in the woods, you can just TP in with Furion. You can kill him. Like, there's always a possibility for that, and just causing like havoc in the early game. That's what you want. You want a really hectic laning phase when you're playing against Enigma. Obviously, in your favor. You don't want it to be like, oh god, the Enigma's ganking us. You want to be like, okay, we're gonna go kill, and then the Enigma has to rotate over to help, or they're losing a lane because they have Enigma. That's the ideal way.
Now, you told me earlier this week, the Vengeful Spirit, classic counter, or a good way to deal with Void.
Yeah, it's good against Enigma and Void. Like, it's a BKB disable for the Enigma, and the positioning of Venge is very simple because you pretty much, in this type of lineup, since you have OD already and Furion, I'm guessing they're going to pick more frontline-oriented heroes after the fact, and then you can just stay as far back as you want and just defensively swap. I think it's probably the easiest way to deal with it. Also very good for Roshan. They already have Furion. It adds to the killing power, pushing power as well. Aura's nice.
You're saying Team Empire needs a tank.
They need a tank.
No,
tank
please,
or
not
bust.
again.
Nah, it's... I don't know. I'm looking at it right now, and I wonder if they're going to pick some kind of like self-sufficient safe laner. Like, these are the type of situations when I look at the team and I think, okay, my supports need to pressure the enemy jungle.
Yeah.
So the best way to do that is for me to pick a hero that doesn't need help in lane, which usually means ranged hero.
Clinks.
It could be a... I don't know if they want to go Sven. Sven is like really hard to run against double bubble, actually.
Yeah.
I still like Clinks a lot. I think that's a hero that we haven't seen a lot of, and I think that he is very good against both of those heroes. And he also adds to the siege, or they could just go Drow, like I mentioned earlier. It's going to be the off lane.
That means that this is a greedy Nature's Prophet, or is this a mid Nature's Prophet or mid bat?
It could actually be any of those things.
OD.
It could be any.
Yeah, well, I think
it does make sense in what you said, though. Like, they need an extra core that basically doesn't need any help. So OD, Nature's Prophet,
really
Bat, all three of them are fine by themselves.
It's really good. Yeah, it's also good when you have this team who's going to have a tendency to 5-man. Bat is really good against it because you can basically pull one hero out of position. You've already picked one of the counters out of the pool, so they can't take Venge right now. And obviously before that, it was a viable pick for them. Even they could still pick it if it was in the pool. So it's a really nice setup for them. So now they have like insane picking potential. which is something that No Diggity are going to have to always give a little bit of respect to. And now I guess they're just looking for a another core, right?
Team
Or no, they're not looking for another core.
For Empire or for No Diggity?
No, for Empire.
I'm wondering, because it used to be that Bat Rider could get a Blink Dagger in like 6 minutes in the jungle. Is
Yeah,
that no
but they
longer
nerfed Napalm. That's why. Because it used to be like doubly
My bad.
effective against creeps, and then they nerfed the
10
Napalm effectiveness, so his
seconds
jungling is like way slower. And they gave the cloak buff to the creeps in the jungle as well.
Yep.
So like killing stacks on Bat Rider now is like super bad. So he almost like needs a lane to go to, I feel.
Reserve time.
So he pretty much has to be a core. I wonder if they're just gonna like go full pub Dota and just like jungle Prophet offlane Bat.
Oh yeah, he could go to the cliff jungle.
Cliff jungle.
Cliff.
All right, check this
Prophet.
out. Don't make fun of me. Wraith King for Team Empire. Check this out, man. He survives the double bubble,
Yeah, he can.
comes back in with a Radiance, and just goes ham on everybody. Maybe gets a Scepter.
Radiant.
The problem with Wraith King
Yeah.
against Slark is that you have a really hard time killing the hero. Like he can pretty much just go through the fight, you know, do whatever he wants. It's very easy to disjoint all of the initiation that, you know, Team Empire have right now.
You get a lot of
You just
stacks.
preemptively cast. Yeah, that's another thing. Like you don't want to build super tanky against Slark. You want a good mix of tankiness and damage because you have to be able to kill him. If you don't kill him and you have like 5,000 HP and he has like 40 stacks of Essence Shift, as soon as you die, he's going to two-shot the rest of your team and it's like, all right, now we got
Reserve
problems.
time.
Okay.
Okay, so Lion was the last ban from Team Empire. We are looking for a support for No Diggity to keep the Slark safe. Which one do you like for that one?
I wonder, are they just
Oracle
going to go like some...
is the last ban for No
Some
Diggity.
save pick? Are they just going to go back for like an Oracle or something just for the lasso? Or they need... I feel like this is a lineup that really wants to fight early, and they also need some sustain. So like Witch Doctor, if it's available, I think is also pretty decent. They have Void. It's a common pairing that we've seen.
Oh yeah. Team Purple.
And
That
it
could
is a
work.
Synderen hero as far as I know.
Ooh.
It is. So is Bane, in talking about Team Purple. Witch Doctor's banned out, by the way.
Oh, he is banned.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
shame.
couldn't see the screen.
What a
Freaking-
shame. What a shame.
Yeah. But the Bane is still in, and he likes Bane lately a lot.
Yeah, Bane's okay. I don't know. I feel like
10
they have a lot of
seconds
choices, actually.
Beastmaster last, so there will be Nature's Prophet or Bat in the jungle.
5
Yeah, I think
seconds remaining.
Prophet probably jungles faster, actually. I think they could be picking up a page out of No Diggity's book and send the
Reserve
Prophet mid,
time.
too. Because I think Prophet mid... who does better, actually? Prophet or Bat against Zeus? I'm guessing it would probably be Prophet.
Would you not put Prophet safe lane and OD still against Zeus? Wouldn't OD be good against Zeus?
You can do that as well, but I think the Prophet in the safe lane is probably better.
Perps. You were right,
We'll see, though.
Cheese.
It's a little bit confusing because that's a draft that you don't normally see, right? Because it has so much ambiguity behind it. It's like we can put any hero anywhere.
Yeah.
It just depends on what we feel is the most favorable matchup. The other thing, too, is I feel like the Furion wants levels really quickly in this game because he wants to be able to TP, get to fights, you know, contribute in that manner. And then, you know, the Bat Rider, he'll eventually get a Blink Dagger, and then you can just go from there. So we'll see what they do.
So tell me, who's going to take it? You got to choose one.
I think Empire seems really... It's really strong in the sense that it can just force fights whenever, and I think that's what Empire are best at. So I did say the series I thought would go 1-1. I
Yes.
think they'll win this game.
So this is Empire's
Yeah.
win for you.
No way. They should have picked Wraith King.
No way.
No
Double
way.
bubble OP.
Double bubble Diggity
Okay.
is the only way to go.
I would say double bubble.
Ooh.
All right.
I got the sheaves on me. That means we win.
Double bubble.
We good.
What can possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
It is time for game 1 of Empire versus No Diggity, and on the commentator's desk we have OD Pixel joined by Mad.
Indeed, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the casting panel. I'm OD Pixel. I'm going to be joined by the young Mad this game here as we step into the second series of the day. It is of course going to be No Diggity versus Empire. And we were having a discussion about the drafts, and as you said, No Diggity going for the full greed, and Empire with a bit of a weird one with Poshka on the Beastmaster, but that man, they targeted the hell out of him in the ban phase.
Yeah, they really did. They banned pretty much all the heroes he's been playing lately. Probably not all the heroes he plays, but especially because you see him on the Beastmaster jungle, and that's going to be... I mean, we're assuming it's jungle. It could also be a dual
Yes.
offlane. But yeah, they banned the Earth Spirit, the Bounty Hunter, the... What was it? The Enchantress.
Oh, are they doing this? Level 1 rush.
They are actually.
Aye.
Look at the Beastmaster.
Yeah,
items.
double salves.
Yeah, you know it's coming when it's the double salve play. Yeah, they are actually.
Oh
This
my
is disgusting.
goodness.
Best
D-
profit. Double salve. Better didn't buy anything. Could they know? Could they know though?
Do
Oh my
they
god.
get away with this?
I hate that.
I mean, Are they getting away
He's
with it?
pinging. They know. Kogra is pinging.
Oh, he's going in. Oh, he knows. They know. They're going to turn their attention towards Quake
They don't
for
have
him.
stun. They don't have catch. They don't have anything.
Can they finish this Empire? Do they have to give up now at this point? So they're giving up.
But now this is actually so painful to watch. Look at the laning, the items and the spells.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
Oh, on Beastmaster. What are we going to do now on
Hey,
the map?
watch out for that level 1 passive. Okay.
Let's see. The Prophet doesn't have any regen. The Batrider has normal items. The Beastmaster has really... the
He's got
items are a
double
bit
self. He's got the, you know.
weird. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see what Empire do. That's yeah, a bit of a start. It's a good job that Quakefer was quick to spot that out.
Very good awareness from Quakefer.
And I mean, I guess, you know, we're talking about the fact that no Diggity had a greedy lineup. Well, it looks like, you know, if you're going into the laning stage in the state that you are if you're Empire, you're not really going to be able to punish no Diggity straight away.
But you know, that's not really a good sign for Empire, because when you go for a Roche level 1, it means that you kind of fear a bit your opponent already. Like, you're like, well, you know, that could be a way of us winning when you're stable. I feel, yeah. The matchup mid is going to be interesting, for sure. It's a tough matchup for the Zeus, and that top lane, the Void might get a lot as well, because of the fact that Venge has no stun.
That's true. Yeah, level 1 wave of Terror. It's going to be hard to catch out the Void, who's already going to be quite slippery to deal with.
As you can see, he went for boots first on Zeus. Like, it's a way to approach the matchup against Batrider, but on the other side, he doesn't have Arc Lightning. He has the Bolt on Zeus, which is awful.
What's up with that to see? I guess
he wanted to scout them, the rush. So now he's a bit in trouble, but I mean, he's still going to be fine. He's level 2 now.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, he's got past the tricky bit. I see Scannel going in. He's got 3 stacks onto Quakefer, but as you said, with the boots and the stick, the Zeus should be alright in this match. I mean, overall as well, this kind of Bat versus Zeus mid lane matchup, do you expect both heroes to get the farm, or is there going to be a point where Quakefer starts to zone out the Bat Rider?
What's going to happen is that they're both going to farm, and the Zeus is going to be under heavy pressure. The Bat is going to play on his high ground, exactly what he's doing right now, but he can't really dive him freely because of the fact that Zeus is Radiant. He has an Enigma with a stun right behind him, most of the time. So he needs to be very careful with the dives. Because as you can see, Yador is probably not going to rotate to the right side of the jungle. He's probably going to stay between those 2 camps, and if he does it right and he stacks them at the right timings, it's not going to slow his farm whatsoever. So that also means that the Prophet is quite safe on the bottom lane. That's why he's playing aggressively.
Posture.
That's a very good D-ward from Kasu.
Straight in. Touch that down. I mean, talking about Posture's Beastmaster, you were saying this earlier, obviously jungling on the dire side in terms of coming into a lane and kicking something off, it's going to be harder for this, and it's going to walk into Kezu. Give a bit of a 1v1. Kezu gets a quick bash in at King Art,
The jungling from Beastmaster is not going to be efficient because of the fact that he went for Star Shield and double salve. He doesn't have an Iron Talon, and he's now desperately trying to rush it, but it definitely slowed his farm quite a lot. So it's a bit unfortunate for him.
Yeah, and I guess for Posture as well, it's certainly a different play style compared to those heroes like the Bounty, the Enchantress, and the Earth Spirit that he's going to be playing on this Beastmaster.
Exactly. He can't be as active, at least not before he gets decent levels. Usually you play Beastmaster jungle, you get very efficient level 5 because of the Hawk that you get, and then you're passively efficient. Like, you give your team a lot of vision on their supports and everything. So you kind of slow down the opposing team aggression, but before that you're honestly, you don't help at all. You can just check runes, but that's pretty much it.
So far in the other lanes, we've got the Bat Rider getting quite a lead here on the Zeus in the mid lane. I mean, you talked to me already about the fact that the Bat is going to be able to control the Zeus in the laning stage, but CS-wise, I mean, should there be that much of a difference between these 2 heroes?
Honestly, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Either you play safe on the Zeus and you make sure that you don't die, and you get a bit less, or you might trade even, but it's very likely that the Batrider can kill you, because I mean, you see how Scandal's skilled, so he doesn't have the flame break, but he could have went for a point, and Zeus doesn't know that. So it means that whenever he goes on him, it's even more scary. So he needs to be very careful with that.
Top lane, they've called out Kezu here.
He's gonna die.
Yeah, he's already timed Watson, he's gone. Oh! Tries to pop a salve there, but it's then going to end up being a little bit more painful of a death now that he's going to be a salve down. And of course, this lane going very nicely. The Venge able to allow them to catch them out. And I guess having the safe lane OD, I guess that is one of the ways to deal with a Void offlane.
It really is. But that's the thing with OD as a safe lane hero. Oh, now Quakefer is actually in big trouble.
It's a nice rotation from
so
Afterlife, blocking it out.
Yeah, great Sprout against the Zeus. As you can see, the Zeus had 1 tango. And that's usually what people do. They save one, but it's not enough if you use Prot like this.
Yeah,
because
when
he
you
needs
block
to
it the
eat
whole
through,
ring.
He
Yeah.
needs 2 tangos for that. So great awareness from Afterlife, very interesting play. And now we were saying like the safe lane OD just makes any offlaner, it's the nightmare of offlaners, honestly. And this is very interesting because there is no answer from Empire against this push. Like who's gonna rotate there? OD can't really rotate and he's gonna be useless. At best, Nature's Prophet can pull the wave, which he's gonna do, but the Eidolons are still gonna push the tower. It doesn't matter. So I think it's a great way of pressuring Empire right now from no Diggity, and it's gonna relieve a bit of pressure from the Zeus.
I mean, yes, talking about that, I think as you said, looking at Empires, they don't really have the huge kind of wave clear or deep push. And I mean, would you say that's a weakness in their draft, or are they just looking to put strengths elsewhere in the heroes that they pick?
It is for sure a weakness of their draft. Like they're not good at dealing with pushing lineup. So they don't really have a pushing lineup per se, Diggity, but they can. I think that's the only tower they can safely get in early game. They're gonna get more towers, but on the back of good team fights. Like they use Hole or Chrono, they get a good pick off, then they push the tower, but they're not gonna be like straight pushing as 5. It's definitely not their game plan. So I don't think Empire is in trouble in that regard. And as you can see, the Beastmaster is like he's still level 4. He's struggling a bit in the jungle. Honestly, that's very slow level 5 timing on Beast for sure, but that's definitely because of the starting items.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that he didn't get that iron sign on straight away. I mean, comparing him to if we go overhead and look at Yapsor's Enigma, he's now hit level 6
and he pushed the tower.
Really good.
So he didn't say FT in the jungle. He pushed the tower and he's already out leveling the Beastmaster by a very significant margin.
Scandal not going to quite be able to find anything there as they do have a little bit of a run in there with the Void, but it's 2-0 at the moment. Scandal seeing about 1300 towards that Blink Dagger. I mean, if you kind of look at the lineups, I guess they've got some ways of dealing with a bat jumping in, but overall there are going to be the potential for Scandal to find some good pickoffs this game, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I want to come back on that tower push because I'm pretty sure that a lot of players ask themselves, like, should we push the tower, should we not push it? When you play versus offlaners that get something regardless, like Nature's Prophet, just gonna farm jungle anyway. Not pushing the towers doesn't change much. He's still getting what he needs. And since they pushed the tower, they gave Zeus Arcane Boots, although he was struggling, so now he can spam freely. They gave Bane Arcane Boots as well, so he can always be relevant, help on the map thanks to that gold boost. And they gave Void, that had a really tough time, Iron Talon. So he can now farm jungle very efficiently, way more efficiently. So that gold boost was meant actually a lot for No Diggity. So it was really worth it for Rebzor to do that rotation.
Now, looking at Era at the moment, I mean, obviously in the last game we saw him go for one of the earliest blinks. We saw in the stats it was one of the first times he's done it, his first major item. I mean, this game, do you feel he'll go a little bit greedier, go for the Midas, or do you think we could see the treads into blink again?
In this game, he can go for the Midas because they have, like, the first team fights are not going to be about Slark, honestly. You look at their lineup. I mean, if they land a good Chrono, the fight is most likely going to be won. Yeah. Same goes for a good Black Hole. Zeus does so much damage. You don't really need Slark. You need Slark to get vision, secure your late game. I don't think he's going to be the X factor in the first fights. So he's definitely going to get away with it, especially because Empire doesn't have that lineup that's going to heavily pressure you in the first like 10 to 15 minutes.
We can see at the moment, No Diggity just getting a push onto this bottom lane onto the tier 2. They did lose the tier 1 top to Empire, and Empire, it looks like they're going to continue to try and go for a trade here. And I guess in terms of teams stopping each other,
I think that trade is not good for Empire though. Yeah, because they have a lineup that like Roche is very important for them, extremely important, and they're losing the Roche control with that second tower.
They might even fight here by the looks of it. No Diggity, they've TP'd back.
Yeah, he's not level 6 yet on Bane. Level 5. He wants to turn this.
OD's coming back in. Ramses starting to get the punches in onto Cinderin. Cinderin, he's going to turn around Nightmare the OD. Get toggled off by the Venge. They do have a Roar on Maposhka, but No Diggity playing it safe.
Yeah, Kez was out of mana. He was farming jungle, so he couldn't join that move. They probably knew about it. I'm not sure. Maybe they had a Hawk watching him, but they felt very confident with that. I still think that trade doesn't favor Empire at all. They lost the Roche control. And that's a pretty big deal for their lineup. They have a lineup that can easily fight around the Roche. They have a lot of scouting with the Hawks, the Treants, the Batterer Blink. It's really hard for No Diggity to just run in there. And OD is a hero that's very scary with Aegis. Yes. Especially versus the lineup that No Diggity has. So, I mean, if OD has Aegis, what do? You blow the Chrono and the Black Hole to try to kill him, and then what? He respawns. So the way they approach the fight is way harder if Empire actually gets Aegis. So I think very good objective that No Diggity got here. Yeah. They're going to be very happy with the trade.
And as you called it, Era indeed is going to go for that Midas. You do have the Blink Dagger now on Scandal. And we'll see if he can do something big to reveal it. Jumps in onto Kezi. They do have Aurora as well to control the Void, and it's a clean pick-off.
Yeah.
Nice nice reveal of the Blink there to bring Empire to the third kill in a game. I mean, 9.5 minutes in, no Diggity yet to find any kind of action in that sort. But elsewhere, you feel that the farm is certainly good enough for them at this point.
And that's probably why they went for the trade as well, when you think about it. Like, I actually didn't consider that, but that part of the map is actually so scary now for no Diggity to push out. Who's going to push out that lane? Because you know you have probably a Hawk watching you, a Batrider Blink, a Prophet that can TP in. Like, it's actually so scary to just go there and push out that lane, right? That top lane. Like, Zeus can't go there. He's just going to die. If even the Void dies, that means that they can't do it. The only way they push that lane is they push together as a team and try to push it all the way to the tier 1. But then you lose rush access, actually, because you're showing your heroes.
True.
So it's actually interesting that Empire went for that trade. It's going to offer them a lot of map control. Let's see if they can use that, though.
I guess that's the thing as well with no Diggity's lineup. They haven't really got the best lineup of taking Roche. I mean, yeah, they've got the Eidolons, I guess, but Empire can certainly do it at a faster rate. I guess the issue, though, is no Diggity. They've got a great way to fight around the pit. If Empire do choose to go for it, they've got huge AoEs that they can jump in, and that, I guess, is going to put the pressure on for Empire. So, I mean...
For sure. That's what the very best way. They're going on the Venge. He might be fine. They still have Zeus ulti, though.
Yeah, they do just get this, indeed. The final bolt down from Quakefoot to find themselves a pick-off.
He had the Aether Lens already. I missed that. So, yeah.
I think he literally just got it out to him. So, yeah, very fortunate timing from there.
And it's interesting to see that Era is actually joining his team in those moves, although he has the Midas and he went for the greedy build. Oh, watch out, Kezu.
Hello. I mean, Kezu, he should be fine. He's got time walking a Chrono. And if anything, no Diggity, maybe seeing if they can come back into this one. Afterlife, he's TP'd out. The rest of them just checking out the jungle, making sure no one else is hanging around. And you do now have that mechanism now done for Yapso on the Enigma.
So because of the fact they took those two towers top, whenever they want to force something on the other side of the map, whether it is the Roche, the tier 1 bottom, whenever they want to pressure the Radiant jungle, they're just going to wait for the Prophet to TP top, push out the lane, force rotations from Radiant team back to the top lane, and then go for their objectives.
Ramses.
This is very scary.
Yeah, he's got King Eye, and he does have the Beastmaster come in as well. Quakefoot pops the Thunder God's Wrath. Kezu looking for the Chrono, will get it, but they've already lost the Zeus. It's a huge amount of damage gone, a nice lasso onto Yapso, making sure he doesn't find the follow-up Black Hole. Will pop the mech, but he's been roared up. Sinner tries to go for the grip on mid posture, but they've lost 2. They're going to lose 3 as well, as Sin can't TP out of this. And a great fight from Empire. They're going to take Roche off the back of it as well, and you said it yourself, Seb, that was nothing less than a disaster. I mean, what was that with no Diggity there? Where did the mistakes begin?
I mean, as soon as your Zeus gets controlled with the type of lineup that they basically have 0 damage when you think about it. Like, Void doesn't do any damage, Enigma doesn't do any damage. He just holds people. Sure, he has the Midnight Pulse, but it's very minimal damage. Bane damage is close to nothing. It's only control. And Slark doesn't have anything yet.
Yeah, he's just got
he has
Midas.
and so your only source of damage is the Zeus. So as soon as the Zeus is dead, you should just back off and try to minimize casualties. So you saw Kojva, he ulted right away because he saw that the fight was gonna happen, so he tried to do as much damage as he could, but it was not close to being enough. I think they should have, if they think they can save the dude, then they just go in, and if they don't, well, they overextended, so they know it's gonna be a big loss for them, but I think they should have backed off earlier. If your Zeus gets opened on, if they jump on the Zeus, the fight is over for no Diggity, for sure. At least at this stage of the game, before the Slark actually gets farm and items.
Absolutely, yeah, really, really nice stuff from Empire. I mean, 6-1 now as well. You can see as a slight net worth and XP lead now going up for the side. Era is still at the top, of course, with his Midas, but the fact that Empire found as much as they have, we're seeing now they can just take towers just like that, and kind of in a turn of the tables, it's a question of what no Diggity can do to stop the pushes.
I think it's a mistake for Empire to push. I hope they don't get carried away with that victory for them, because sure, they won the fight only because they got on top of Zeus, but they can't do it. They can't do it in a very reliable way. Like, Zeus has Aether Lens, he's sitting really far back, and the Batrider doesn't have Force Staff yet, right? So he can't even drag him. They can't. Yeah, it's a good decision. They need to back off, although they don't have Chrono. But pushing high ground right now is way too risky for Empire. They don't need to do this.
Okay.
They took towers, they took Roche. Those are the main objectives for now. And they have so much map control. They still need to take the mid towers that are very important, especially the first one. But it's actually so scary for no Diggity to just roam around, just walk around the map. And you see they smoke, because that's one of their only options right now. This Beastmaster Batrider combo, you need to put yourself in the Radiant team position. There might be a Hawk watching you, and the Batrider is missing with Blink. This is actually so scary. like you just can't walk by yourself. Like you can die at any second. So you need someone to back you up at all times.
I mean, the question, can they find something over this smoke? Obviously, they do have the ults available, but they are going to have to head over to this side of the map, and they're getting that invis rune. That's going to ruin it all. The Chrono's going to get whiffed as well. Couldn't have gone worse there for No Diggity, and now they might pay. Scandal jumps in, gets the lasso onto Keza. They're going to have to follow up Magic Missile. Do they have the damage to deal with him before he can time walk? No, he'll still get the time walk off, but the swap back is there. They will take down Kezu, and again, No Diggity tried for the play, but it just wasn't the one they were looking for.
What a great move by Scandal. He's just very calm, very patient, just uses the force staff, and then he can reinitiate right away with the... That was pretty much like, I back off a bit, force away, blink offensively. That was a very fast reaction and very good awareness that like he took advantage of the positioning, the slight overextension from No Diggity.
Yeah, Scandal, I think in this kind of league as a whole, he's been playing really well, whether it be his puck or now we're seeing the bat. He's bringing it back to the mid lane. 3-0-2, and the fact that each and every time we're seeing great lassos, it's always resulted in a kill.
Yeah.
Really nice positioning from the bat, and No Diggity is struggling. It's 1 for 7, 15 minutes in. I mean, the question is, at what point, obviously, Era, you know, he's not been involved in any of the fights. He is focusing on the farm. What point can he turn up to the fights and turn it around for the side? What does he need to pick up on top of this? I mean, he's got 3.2k gold. I mean, what's the plan?
It is a very good start game, an extremely good start game, especially for many reasons. Like, they don't really have good heroes to deal with him. That's the first reason. The second reason is that they have other heroes to take care of. Like, they need to watch how Enigma is moving in the fights. They need to get on top of Zeus. They need to be careful with the Chronos. So he's gonna get a lot of space in the fights as the slug. He's gonna have a good game for sure. Whether he can turn it into a win, that's another question, because like the advantage is really big for Empire right now, and they're gonna have vision of him. I'm not sure how you itemize with Slark. I think you get a blink. I don't think you go for Shadow Blade. I don't think that's good at all. I think you get a blink and try to like maximize, like take advantage of the space that your lineup gives you. But yeah, he doesn't even go for blink. He goes for SM1 right away. I can agree with that. Like he just need. They're not gonna focus him. He's gonna be able to do whatever he wants in the fights. For the most part. So I like that approach of not going for an item that helps him to survive, or he just needs to deal damage and to have impact in those fights, because right now it's really getting out of control for No Diggity. And you can see that Void is so poor. Like, he's having such a tough game, but that's the courtesy of the OD safe lane. That's what it does.
Yeah, it's really shut down the offlaner. Yeah, absolutely. It's, I mean, we have seen games like this before from No Diggity. I think it was with a similar lineup with the Void Enigma, where they do start to suffer at the beginning. You know, the other team has got this push strat going, but you can never really write off a side that's got these two kind of game-changing ults. Because if No Diggity find one good fight, they're straight back in it. And the fact that Era's already at the top, he gets himself involved in one of those big fights, and suddenly he's going to be at a position where this Slark becomes a massive problem, as you said.
And that's the good thing about having a Slark. He's one of those heroes that can actually push out lanes quite safely, I'd say. If he was any other carry, like a Spectre or something, he would be stuck in base.
Yes, yeah.
But since it's a Slark, he might still get caught though. He used the Dark Bug, but I don't know if Scandal saw it.
And again, goes for Quake. This is a hero you're talking about, has a huge amount of damage that he can get out in the fight, and if they can get rid of him first, it's going to be huge. They bring him low, but he still gets out the Thunderous Wrath now. Kezu jumps in with a Chrono, catches out two. They'll take down the Vengeful Spirit. They might be able to find the OD here as well. They'll buy some time for himself with the Self-Astral. Afterlife's been Nightmare on the silence, but the blink out from OD, he's going to be able to get out. Afterlife's going to look for the TB. Can they get themselves in for a bash? No, they can't. Great disengage from Empire, and it ends up avenged for a Zeus trade. I mean, obviously, is it kind of, you know, at least No Diggity find themselves a kill, but still Empire, they're more than happy with that.
Oh yeah, that was very manly from them. To actually go there in front of the base, that was a bit crazy actually, but they could have been way worse. As you said, they could have lost OD, they could have lost Prophet, and then it would have been a real disaster. Now sure, it's a trade. You take that trade any day. Like, they got the Zeus for the Venge, and they actually forced them to use the Chrono, which is a pretty long cooldown. It's still level 1 and everything, so great trade for Empire. They're at this stage where, sure, they're leading the game. They're doing very good, but the Prophet, he just bought the Maelstrom. He still has Squishy. The OD, he went for the Blink. I mean, they need to farm right now. They need to chill and farm and get those second-tier items. That's gonna help them, carry them through the next fights if they want to win that game. So they should be chilling, going for safe pickups with the bat, not forcing much, and just like waiting for the next rush. This is how Empire should play the game right now. Because even though they were winning the game, I still think that Diggity is stronger for now. It's very risky for Empire to just go for fights like this.
I mean, kind of considering that as well, do you feel that if Empire do wait it out, get the next Roche, will they then be in a position where they can try and push to take a lane of Rex, or do they still have to wait a little bit more? I mean, are they going to be strong enough just having that extra life to take a lane of Rex from the side of no Diggity, or is it still going to be hard?
I think they can, but the problem is they don't really have a hero that can actually pressure towers yet. They need more levels in the Necros on the Beast. It's still level 1 because he went Vlad's first. So they definitely need Necro 3 on Beast in order to do so. You don't want your OD to hit the tower, like it doesn't do anything, honestly. He does very minimal damage. So I think they need to chill. I don't think they should be afraid of anything. Like their map control is actually so big right now. Besides the Slark, no one is farming on no Diggity. Like honestly, no one is farming. Enigma is very slowly farming. He's sending Aidolos here and there. The Slark is farming quite well, but it's only him. The other heroes are like Zeus is desperately trying. Like we mentioned his Veil way earlier. And his Evelyn, sorry, and he still has the same, like he got a Helm of Iron, but that's pretty much it in like 10 minutes almost. So I really think Empire are in a commanding position, but they need to be very careful to not throw away their leader now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as you said, they're just going to make the right moves at the right time. And we've pretty much seen them do that. They had that one push where they kind of hung around a little bit bottom, but then, they, as you said, they got out at the right time. They're able to make a nice, clean play. And I think as well, kind of interesting, well, obviously looking at Kezu on the Void, he doesn't actually go for the Vlads, he gets the money, he goes straight for that Blink, and I think at this point having that kind of game-changing initiation is what you kind of need to win these fights, surely.
Yeah, I think it's very smart of him. Like, you don't need the Vlads anyway because he can't really walk by himself, farm camps and everything. That's not going to happen. Like, the amount of map control that Empire secured, even without getting a gem, they could have bought a Gem of Truth right now. I think they might still do it. I think it's very good for them to really force no Diggity to play with a map that's completely black.
Yeah.
So they have some sort of vision right now, so they can play around that. But definitely that Blink on Void, it puts a lot of pressure on Empire because whenever they go on someone, there could potentially be a Chrono. They need to open on the Zeus, honestly. If they don't, and they get Chrono, and the Zeus just bursts, like uses all his spells, it could be very scary. It could get very scary very fast.
And I mean, kind of with the threat of the Blink Chrono, are you still looking for Scandal to initiate in these fights, or do you need to have someone else jump in first?
I think it's fine if Scandal opens, but he can't like just jump the Bane, for example, and hope for the best. He needs to jump the Zeus, or the Enigma, or the Void, but a very key target. He can't try to jump the Slug, because if Eva gets the Dark Part in time, it's going to be a disaster, and I don't think jumping the Bane does anything. So either he jumps with key target, or he chills and wait for the right moment.
I mean, as you keep saying, the Slark is looking really good. Era is farm's been perfect, 173 CS. I mean, how much of an issue is this for Empire? You know, with this kind of lineup, are you looking to ignore that hero and just go for the gameplay that you have, or do you feel they should have tried to turn some attention towards the Slark, or if they had, they would have been wasting their time because they probably wouldn't have got the kill?
They're getting tanky, so I think it's fine, but I still think it's an issue, honestly. Like, it's yet again, like, it's a very good Slark game, like extremely good Slark game. None of those heroes can actually fight back or deal with the Slark efficiently. Their best spells against Slark are actually saving spells such as astraling the target that he goes on, or swapping out whoever they can. They're looking for someone.
Nice Zeus here to scout out the side of Empire. They're jumping, get the Chrono onto Scandal. Time dilation onto him as well, and yeah, at least they get the bat. This time Scandal's positioning being punished. And indeed, I mean, with those kind of pickoffs, you know that for the next 50 seconds, it's unlikely Empire are going to be looking for any picks, and you're kind of in the driver's seat.
It's always going to happen. Like, they're ready, and they've been stacking as 5 heroes more or less since the beginning of the game. No Diggity, but rightly so. So that's what I meant before. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
BKB.
Does he even get himself out of this one?
Yeah, I think so. He can astral himself and blink out. Worst case, they don't have Chrono, so and the Enigma is really far.
Oh,
that's a good pick.
That is. What did that have on? I had the full veil for Quakefer.
Yeah, that's a very big deal, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, Roche is back, and they're going to fight that without Chrono, that actually might be the Roche for Empire. I don't think no Diggity goes there. It's way too risky.
Veil gone for another 3 minutes. Yeah, that is
good dewarding from Quakefer. The point I was making is that I don't think Empire needs to go for those moves. Like, they don't need to find pickoffs in front of no Diggity's base. It doesn't do anything, honestly. Even if you get a pick there, like, it's like a very high risk, low reward kind of play. I don't think they need to do this. Luckily for them, though, they didn't have a gem on the Batrider, so it doesn't mean much. Just a boost of gold for whoever got the kill. It was the Void, actually, so that's pretty good for no Diggity, I guess.
And we're saying, yep, so going to grab himself that extra smoke. So We'll see if they do indeed go for the play. I mean, do you feel that no Diggity need to themselves look for the smokes and the pickoffs, or are they in a better position to just kind of wait for the fight to come to them, or do they really need to be the ones starting it and catching Empire off guard?
Honestly, the lineup of no Diggity, like, it's actually so hard to push high ground versus this lineup. It's so difficult. It's really difficult because whoever, like, if you're just slowly pushing, the Zeus is gonna do so much damage that you're gonna have to back off at some moment. So you need to go and jump the Zeus. But if you do so, first of all, who does it? And whoever goes in, let's say OD goes hacks or something, he just blinks, hexes, the Zeus goes on him. What's gonna happen is that, like, the other heroes can't really connect because Void is gonna chrono on the backlines. You know what I mean? Like, they're just gonna cut the fight in two, and they're gonna have to leave the guy that dives the base by himself. And that's, I don't know. I don't know how you push high ground versus this. So I think they're kind of forced to play the economy game. I think that push is very risky, honestly. I don't know. It could work if they execute it perfectly and if they outplay no Diggity, but it could also go really, really bad.
I think, as you said, there's just so many ways that a high ground push can go wrong at this point for the side of Empire. And you still got Area just making the most of it top, keeping the pressure onto tier 2. Scandal, he's looking for a...
Very nice ward from the Diggity. It's very interesting. It sees the Bat Trader like very early, which is very crucial. If they see him, they know he can't jump. That push is so scary, honestly.
I've got Necro free now done on Miposhka, but Era still, he got a lot done to that tier 2 now, sitting less than half health. Afterlife will come back to clean it up, but as you said, Empire just realizing it can't be done at this point. They have to back off and look elsewhere. And I mean, is there a certain item? I mean, what point does this change for Empire where they are going to be able to find the high ground push a little easier, or is there just never going to be that point down to the draft this game?
No, I think there's going to be a point. They have different ways to do it. They need a hex on OD.
Okay.
First of all, for example, that's a good approach because then he can jump and actually burst someone very quickly. Another way to do it is keep farming on the Prophet until he's that strong that they need a core to defend against him. So what's going to happen is that they're going to pressure 2 lanes at the same time. They can play around the Prophet buyback, for example. Like, the Prophet just splits on the top lane. He's very strong because he's farming. He has a free game. Like, he can do whatever he wants with Prophet this game. Like, he's been farming for the whole game and he can keep on doing so. And he went for a rather greedy build in the Mjolnir. Yeah. So he farms extremely fast. So he could pressure the top lane or whatever lane they're not pushing, like the opposite lane of where his team is, and keep farming and force a very key hero for no Diggity to be there. And as soon as he forces that rotation, he TPs in the fight. You know, they just communicate so that they open the fight at the same time as he's threatening the other side of Rax's. I don't think playing a full 5-on-5 is the way to go. They need to force no Diggity to split somehow, because no Diggity have a lineup where they can't just fight with Enigma and Void. They need the Zeus to be with them. So I think Empire should exploit those weaknesses.
And as we saw there, just 2 minutes left on the Aegis for Ramses, so we'll see if they are able to make any of those plays during this next few crucial minutes of the game. And worth noting, of course, they do now have that bail out onto Quake, but the courier's back and he has got that ready for the next attempt of a fight.
I really hope that's a hex on OD.
Yeah.
I hope he's not going for anything else. I think they really need a hex. And they got the gem on the Bat Rider. Very good. Like, they're gonna secure themselves very good map control. Once they have hex on OD, they can actually kill the Slark. Era won't be able to do what he's doing.
I mean, Arrow now, again, he's saving up the gold. I mean, do you just go for the Skadi next or BKB in this game? Is that necessary?
I think you go for Skadi.
Okay.
It's the only way he can actually threaten the OD when OD uses BKB. I think you go for Skadi, honestly.
A lot of this is down to Era, and of course, Yapsor and Kazu hitting those big AoE ults. But 26 minutes, I mean, if you are Empire, we obviously saw them early on really putting the pressure on. Is there a timer on your lineup? I mean, are you getting a little bit scared of the fact that you're 26 minutes and you haven't been able to have a good shot at breaking the high ground?
In theory, there is a timer, because if you look at the lineup, like, let's say we're not watching the game at all, we're just looking at the drafts. Well, no Diggity has the better late game. Yeah. That's for sure. But yet again, like, it depends how you're getting to that late game, because if you're using 10% or 15% of the economy on the map, like, you're farming only 10% of the resources. Well, late game is actually not even late game, because the way you farm is so slow, and that's what Empire is applying so much pressure that it's fine. Honestly, going to late game is fine, because they're out farming no Diggity by a huge margin. As you can see on the net worth, like it's only the Slark.
And look at this. Miposhka's going to have the setup onto Era. He's going to
That's
lead
such a
him with
big
the Roar. Yapsor's going to come in. They're going to try and save Era. There'll be the defensive nightmare from Cinder in here. Yapsor, BKBs gets the black hole, catches down Miposhka, catches out King R as well, and they'll burst him down with the Veil. It's a lot of damage. King R will be able to ward this up, and now Kezu gets the Chronos of 3. There'll be the swap out, keeping Afterlife alive here. Yapsor's got to be careful so the right clicks fly free, but Quake's already found there were huge Sanity's Eclipse coming down. They'll take the kill onto Era, and now the lasso. They come in, they catch out Kezu. He's not going to be able to time walk away from this. Pulse the charges, doesn't matter. 4 dead onto No Diggity. Great fight from them there. Great swap, keeping the Nature's Prophet out of harm's way. And No Diggity, they tried to come in with a big ult, and it all started off the fact that Invis rune on Beastmaster with the Hawk allowed him to get that initiation onto Era. And with the whole lineup down, I mean, they do have buybacks available, but we're going to see Empire put a lot of pressure on this top lane off the back of that one.
And that fight didn't start. I mean, it started well. It was very smart actually from Miposhka. He picked up the Invis rune on the bottom rune, and he TP'd while being Invis. You can do it if you TP right away after.
Yes, you got a bit of
So
time.
he was Invis, and they knew the Slark has been split pushing all game, so they caught him off guard. And Era literally had like half a second to react and use the Dark Bag, which is really tough. So great move at first, but then the Chrono was really good, and the problem that they had, OD run into the Chrono with BKB on, so it looked really grim for Empire at first, but they're so far ahead, and they out-farmed No Diggity so much that even with a, let's say, a quite decent fight and a quite decent setup from No Diggity, it still wasn't enough.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
That OD is
I mean,
really,
the Sanity's Eclipse hurt.
Yeah,
it
really does.
did.
He was level 16, I believe, during the fight. It's just like Empire is playing the game smart. They don't feel pressured to do something, although No Diggity on paper has the better late game lineup, but rightly so, because the way the game is developing, they don't need to do anything. They just need to play safe, go for good objectives, be patient, because if they go for a wrong fight, as we said with Chrono and Black Hole, like it could go the other way very fast. Great fight for Empire, but it's still not a game-winning fight. I don't think so. I think the next one will be the one that will decide the outcome of the game.
I mean, do you feel as well, considering the draft, I mean, if you are losing the Zeus at the start, I mean, the Faceless Void's Chrono, I mean, what are you throwing into that to do the damage?
Nothing.
I mean, at the end of the day, I guess if anything, it's just a setup maybe for Yapsor to find a black hole and then allow Slark to go to work. But in that kind of sense, the Chronospheres, they can be nice, but it's very easy for them to achieve nothing. It's kind of as we saw there.
Like the Slark can't even hit targets in the Chrono. So, I mean, they need the Zeus to survive somehow. They can't, or if you're an Empire, you need to control that Zeus.
Yeah.
You have to. So I think at some point Koljva will get a... Oh, he got it, sorry. He has a blink already, yeah. So that's good. He has blink either, so he's like really... he can stand really far away and make sure that once the Chrono happens, then he can get the maximum amount of damage, so that's good. On the other side, Era's job is just to like kill whatever hero he can. I think all the heroes are quite crucial to kill. I think the main target will actually be the Nature's Prophet for him once he has Caddy.
Okay.
Just get on top of the Nature Prophet and kill him, because he actually does a tremendous amount of damage.
But he's squishy.
Prophet. But he's very squishy, exactly. So that's the Slark's job, but they can't afford to have the Zeus script. And that's why, if they had Avenge instead of a Bane, but obviously they picked it, right? Empire picked it, but it would have been perfect for No Diggity. And that's usually what they have. Usually they have those lineups with a heavy damage dealer on Koljva, a Chrono to control, an Era that just plays in own game, and they have the Venge. So they have a B plan, which is if they get on top of Koljva, I swap him out, or we swap him out, and then we can still take the fight. But in that case, sure, you sleep the Zeus, but he's gonna die anyway, or he's gonna run. He's not gonna be able to just turn and use spells. This could also be a BKB Zeus game.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I mean, just having the BKB, I guess.
I think you just like
gives you the
to
chance.
not care. You pop the BKB, whatever happens. Like they lasso you, you get slapped, then you pop the BKB, and you take the fight regardless. He could approach it this way. But yeah, he needs to make sure they don't jump him. And it's not easy. Like they have really good jumping heroes, obviously, in Batrider, Beast, and Nature's Prophet. They can even swap him in. That's why Avenge is actually a very good hero versus Zeus. It's not often used, but you just swap him in. In late game, it's very scary. When Avenge gets level 16, the range is insane. Whenever you show face,
as well, it's just
swap in, kill the Zeus. This is their main objective for sure.
Yeah, and I guess as we saw, you do that, and as you said, at this point, you're winning the fights regardless of if No Diggity hit the big Chronos and hit the big black holes.
Yeah.
It's because of, as you keep saying, how far ahead Empire have got in terms of farm just generally, and just the general state of their heroes at the moment.
There it is.
Yeah, 28 minutes in, you got the Hex done on Ramses, and the fights just became even harder for Diggity.
So now they need to chill, get the next Aegis, and then I think they can break high ground. They have Necro 3 on the Beastmaster and Hex on OD, so what's gonna happen is, whenever No Diggity shows a hero, they have double initiation now. So it means that the OD will have Aegis, he's gonna jump on someone, hex him, and he will force Diggity to react. They will have to chrono him, or he's just gonna kill the target he went on. So he will force the chrono, and then Zeus will obviously reveal himself to just burst the OD, and it's gonna give opportunity for other heroes to jump. Like as soon as you force Diggity somehow to reveal their positioning on Zeus and other heroes, then the fight is pretty much won for Empire, because Bat is gonna get the perfect jump, Beast is gonna get the perfect jump, etc.
And talking about Era, as we've just seen now, he did opt for the BKB pickup rather than the Skadi. I mean, you're saying that you prefer to see the Skadi. I mean, do you feel, did he have to go for the BKB here, or is that, for your taste, a little bit too defensive?
I don't like, I have to say that I don't really like the BKB here, but on the other hand, on the other side, I mean, playing against OD, he kind of forces you to go BKB, because I mean, the problem also with Slark, when you play versus OD, it's the mana burn. It's a big issue. He burns all your mana, and then you can't really fight. So either you have a magic wand that you make sure you have a lot of charges in it. Yeah, you get it full before the fight. Or the other approach is just to go BKB and just be careless and just jump in. So I'm sure he's still gonna consider Skadi or some sort of damage item. I'm not sure how much I like that BKB, but it's definitely good against OD.
Oh, we're going to see them jump in onto Ramses. BKB's being popped by both here. They're going to look for the chase down. King R and Scandal. Watch Scandal, see if he gets himself back in. Kezu's going to go in with the Chronosphere onto King R. Era's still chasing down Ramses, but now Scandal comes in, gets the lasso onto Yabzor. There's going to be defensive nightmare here, but it doesn't matter. The damage from Afterlife's too much. Synderen as well, in trouble, sprouted up. It's a double kill for Afterlife. Now Kezu, Quake for an Era, just kind of lost, all split up. Era's going to be able to get himself blinked out to the left. Still, the side of Empire will continue to chase Quite for looking for a TP out. The trees will make it. They're going up north. They're looking to control Era. They get the vision here with the Sprout. He's trying to jump himself up the cliff out of the game into another server, but it's not going to work. He's just going to try and turn and fight against Afterlife. Still 25 seconds without the Shadow Dance, and here comes the Hex. The damage from OD. It's much too much, and that's Era down for 70 seconds. And because of that BKB purchase, he does not have buyback here, and this is definitely opening for Empire to do some serious work against No Diggity's high ground base.
Yeah, it really is, and they have a lot of damage at this stage of the game. They have the Vlad, the Aura from the Venge, the Beast. They can take down that set of racks easily. You saw that fight, like, he could never go for the Black Hole, because the Venge and the OD were splitting perfectly, so that whenever he holds, either he holds the Venge, or he holds the OD, and then he just swaps him out. So at the end of the day, Kezu was like, yeah, screw that, I'm just gonna go for the Venge because we need to start the fight.
Ramses is just jumping in. The Sanity's goodbye to face this Void. You've now got Afterlife coming in as well, manning up. He's got to be a bit careful. There's a buyback indeed from the Void. Still slugged down for 30 seconds, and Afterlife will have to walk himself out. So he's indeed, as you said, an incredibly offensive TP. He will survive it though, and does force out the buyback from Void, but they don't get the racks up top, and No Diggity do hold base.
That was not worth it. I mean, sure, they forced to buy back on Void, but it doesn't mean much, honestly. That was really not worth it, because they could have got this fight if they just chill and push it, I think. Era has no buyback, had no buyback, as you said, so No Diggity wouldn't have fought it. That's a bit of a shame for Empire, especially now, because now they use the OD ulti. Yeah. So if No Diggity wants to fight for this, because they have Chrono, they have Hold, and they're smoking, they're gonna go for it.
Oh, they might get there in time, though.
But this is their best chance at coming back in this game. There's no OD ulti. Man. Yeah, they're not gonna make it in
but
time.
Look at the positioning from Scandal.
Yeah, great positioning.
On the high ground just to stop any kind of smoke initiation coming through. Yeah, really smart from the bat.
Very smart. They're late. They can't do this. They need to let it go. It's a shame. They knew it was very important objective, but it's just how it is sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, yes, it was 32 minutes in, and as you said, the fact that Empire are making some of these decisions that just aren't resulting in taking high ground racks.
It's a very patient game and very strategical game from Empire. Like, it's quite impressive, honestly, especially for a team that's like very new. And I mean, I've had a chance to play against them like recently. They weren't that patient, so they're definitely improving very fast. So it's very nice to see. Now they can do it for sure. Now it's easy, and now you can see how far No Diggity is standing compared to the other pushes, because they know that 3 heroes can get on top of them so fast.
Chrono is only going to catch out the Nature's Prophet. It's going to be interesting to see if No Diggity feel that they can follow this up. But no, Scandal. Oh no, he's lassoed a creep! He's lassoed a creep! Yamsa pops the BKB. Black Hole coming out onto King Armor Poshka. Afterlife forks it as well, but on the back lines, Ramses just biting into the side. They've already taken down 2. Era jumps in with the BKB. The Shadow Dance to try to clean up. He found 2, but Afterlife eats the cheese. They've lost him. They've lost 4. Era, the last man standing. He's going to go down as well. It's a team wipe, and just like that, that could be the end of the road for No Diggity. They have a buyback available on Era, but we saw there, even with the whiff lasso, I mean, it did cost Scandal his life, but the fact that Ramses is as where he's at this point, 20k net worth on the OD, he's doing so much damage in Afterlife as well. It's just too much. Even when No Diggity seemed to have a good team fight, it's
and you
just,
can see Yabzor's awareness. Like that guy's so fast. Like as soon as they swapped, he used the swap, and the second after, the whole was down on 3 heroes. Like Yabzor is very fast, and that was the best fight they could have asked for. Scandal missed the lasso, so he forced the Venge to use the swap defensively, which allowed the Enigma to cast the black hole without being worried about getting cancelled. And even with that, the fight was still like he went heavily in Empire's favor.
Come back in Cinder and just getting beat the hell down.
Yeah.
They do still have maybe one more chance. They brought back on Era. They're still holding on to half the racks, but now Era's been lassoed. It's all over. Ramses goes in. GG is called, and 24-7. 24-8. I mean, 35 minutes in. You know, No Diggity, they did try and hold their own, but at the end of the day, it just didn't seem like the lineup that was going to help you win a fight with Black Hole and Chronosphere. I mean, they just couldn't do anything. As you said, Koikfa was focused down each and every time, and it was a very smart gameplay from Empire. As you said, they made all the right decisions.
I mean, I think after that game, you have to realize that it's now public that the key pick for No Diggity with those lineups is the Venge pick. It's not about the Void, it's not about the Enigma, it's about the Venge. If you grab the Venge or ban it, their lineup doesn't make sense anymore, if you can get on top of Zeus, obviously. But Empire played that game perfectly, they approached it perfectly. Honestly, It was pretty impressive.
I think it was, as we can see there as well, the fact that Era did find a lot of farm on Slark, but so did Ramses. He ends the game 13-0-5. I mean, he felt no pressure absolutely whatsoever. And I don't know, for you, as you said, you feel that the Venge are kind of the crucial kind of missing key component to the side of No Diggity. Do you think they're going to take anything else away from this as they go into game 2? Anything they're going to be too scared of from Empire getting their hands on again?
I don't think you can open Void Enigma like this. No. I think it's too greedy. Like, it's obviously the 2 heroes that they've run the most successfully. But I don't think you can open it like this. Or if you have one damage dealer, then you need to be able to protect him somehow.
Yeah.
So either you change the Slar for something that's more active or that can do more damage in the fight, or you need to secure yourself the Venge or some sort of save. In that game, I don't think anything saves the Zeus beside the Vengeful against Batrider and those heroes. So they need to change the way they approach the draft. I think it was more a drafting issue than anything else. Okay. Obviously, Empire played perfectly.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I think it's more about drafting than anything for that game.
And it'll be interesting to see if obviously Sin's team step it up, because we saw in the first series today, Na'Vi absolutely trashed them game 1, but then, you know, Sin's team were able to adapt and come back with something new. So we'll see if they're able to do that again in game 2 versus Team Empire, which will be right around the corner. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a short ad break. Back to the panel, and myself and Seb will see you shortly for game 2 between Team Empire and No Diggity.